wild as our banking system is. And I wrote about this in our book, Giants, Gods, and Dragons, as we were writing about the rider on the black horse,
Mhm.
which we believe is the ancient entity known as Nabu to the Babylonians,
Oh, yeah.
or
Mhm.
Hermes to the Greeks, Mercury to the Romans, whose name comes from the same Latin root from which we get merchant and merchandise and mercantile.
Yes.
Yeah, the god of exchange, the god of commerce, the god of business, but also the god of thieves, probably not coincidentally. But further back in
Yeah.
history, he was the god of ledgers and accounts, the god of scribes,
Yeah.
the one who kept track of who was
That's
giving
right.
what to the temple.
Mhm.
And the rider on the black horse in Revelation 6 is described as carrying a set of scales, and yeah, it kind of makes sense in this, in the context of business, weights and measures and all that.
Mhm.
But it really, the Greek word really means yoke, like what you put
Yeah.
around the neck of an ox so that the ox will pull the plow. Well,
Oh, geez.
we are the oxen with the
Mhm.
zugos, the yoke around our necks for those who are building this global system of financial servitude. I mean, this
Mhm.
this is why God told Moses, the Jews, the Israelites would have to have a jubilee every 7 years. Debts
Yep.
would be released during the Shemitah year every 7 years so that there would be
Mhm.
no debt slaves. But
Yes.
now we live in a culture here in the modern West where we're accustomed to 30-year mortgages, student loans that take 20 to 25 years to pay off, credit
Mhm.
card debt that you can never get out of. You're like George Jetson on the treadmill. Jane, get me off this crazy thing.
Yeah.
Car
Uh-huh.
loans that used to be 4 or 5 years are now 7, 8 years. Some are running as long as 10.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it's all to get us on this debt treadmill where we are
Yeah.
paying into a system. And, it's so inconvenient. You have to write all those checks every month. Here, just let us draw it right out of your account. We
Yep.
don't see
Mhm.
most of the money that we transact. I mean, Sharon and I,
Mhm.
we use paying over the internet, for most of our bills.
Mhm.
So again, the money, we never see it go into the account. We never see it go out, but
Mhm.
praise God, the lights are still on. So
Right.
that must be working. It's it's a short step away from the majority of the public being sold on the idea that for the sake of security and make it easier to serve the unbanked, those in disadvantaged communities who it's so difficult to get the COVID stimulus checks to certain people because they don't have bank accounts. But if they all
Mhm.
got an ID that's built right into their hand or their forehead,
Mhm.
which is a mockery of where the phylacteries, the tefillin, were worn by the Jews, on the forehead or on the hand.
Okay.
It's people will line up for it.
Yeah.
Great. It'll go right into I'll get these digital bucks in my Fed bank account. And
Mhm.
then all I have to do is just wave my hand when I go through. It's coming, and it probably will be within, I would say, a matter of decades, if not just years.